In the previous hands-on exercise, you would have downloaded JDK, installed and configured them. In case you have not done, please pause the video here, go back, do the exercise, and then continue. I don't mind repeating this even 100,000 times. I want you to complete the hands-on exercises before we go ahead to the next topic. I trust you have completed the exercise and then continuing with this video. So with that, let's move on. In this chapter, we will explore the Java language features. What are the different features of Java language, how it is object oriented. We'll also explore the simple aspects of Java and how it is robust enough. Let us explore Java language's features. The first thing and foremost is it is object oriented. So Java is a very high level object oriented language which has both client and server side libraries, and the rich standard libraries include Java APIs and contains wide ranges of Java classes and packages. And it also includes various areas of enterprise computing, including it could be file IO, networking, data structures, and also accessing databases and various other services which are really required for an enterprise application development. In addition to this, it also has various utility libraries, which is also a very important element in Java programming environment. And as part of the Java APIs, we have various of these various libraries which are available, which will be helpful for developing an application in Java. The second feature that we have is the simplicity. It's a very simple programming environment, and as I was mentioning in the previous chapters, James Gosling and his team developed Java, and they all were C++ programmers. So they wanted to use a simple programming structure. So they used the conventional programming structure. So if you have worked on C or C++, understanding Java is no big deal. It's pretty simple, all right? And it's fully object oriented, which means even though there is an entry point, similar to procedural language, even Java has a main method, which is an entry point, but it has to be static and should be well within a class. C++ on the other hand is not like that. You can write a simple C++ program and you can just have a main function invoked without really having a class defined in the code. Java is not like that. You need to have a well-defined class, and you should have a static method called main, which will be the entry point of your Java application. Then it is also a small footprint which runs on even small devices, which we've already discussed. And from C++ point of view, it does not require any header files, no pointers, and no structures and unions. So there were a lot of complex structures and concepts that were there in C++ environment, and they removed all those complexities and made much more simple for a developer to program. And as well as Java does not support operator overloading, so that also has been removed. So these are some of the advantages that we could see to bring simplicity in programming. Coming to robustness, yes, Java is really a robust language which can be used for writing reliable programs, and it also has a compile time checking and runtime checking. So just like any other compiled languages, it does early checking and try to unearth whatever potential problems that could be there in the code. For example, scripting is not like that. Scripting languages is not going through any compiler and gets executed right away with an interpreter, and there is a possibility of missing some elements and you identify only at runtime. But Java, or for that matter any compiled language, we have the advantage where it is compiled and we can unearth a lot of issues at the compilation time itself and reduce the errors. In addition to it, Java also supports runtime checking, also known as late checking, for handling errors, exceptions, etc., and eliminates any kind of error-prone situations by providing a robust exception handling mechanism. We'll discuss about exception handling mechanism in the later chapters. Okay. Also, it is a language which eliminates the possibility of corrupting data. So there are no pointers. So there is no way that one particular data could be overwritten, or overwriting the memory is something which is really less. So this is another option that we can basically look at in Java. And it is also an interpreted language, as we discussed, and it is supported on multiple OS, and there is no need to link the code initially. So it will be just compiled into a bytecode, and at runtime it will be linked using a very lightweight incremental process. So that is the basic concept, and supports rapid development as well. In addition to it, Java supports high performance requirements. So if you are planning to develop an application which requires immense performance requirements, yes, Java is an option. Java is an option that you can choose as well. So we know performance is critical, and supporting tuning and optimization is very much important, and Java supports various options to tune and optimize the code so that you can basically tweak your program depending on your requirement. So it is not something like one size fits all concept. So you have an option to tune the environment depending on your requirement. And it is also good for applications that are really requiring very high performance. Classic example could be a web application where hundreds and thousands of users could be accessing that application, and the Java web application server is capable of handling that type of workload. And the last but not least, Java language is multi-threaded. So it supports multi-threaded processing or multi-thread programming. So with this, you have out-of-the-box support for creating multiple threads, and there is one thread that gets created initially, which is known as a main thread. As a developer, I can create multiple threads depending on my requirement and create multiple tasks, and they can be executed concurrently as well within a Java virtual machine. And it also has the ability to do more than one thing at a time. So with this, you basically improve the responsiveness, because multi-threading is, or parallel processing, parallel programming, these are some of the concepts which are essential for scaling an application and ensuring that the application is much better in terms of responsiveness. So we do have discussed the concept of a reactive programming. So this is another important place where responsiveness is important. So multi-threads will be helpful for responsiveness. We do have improved efficiency and scalability with the multi-threaded processing. So these are some of the concepts where we discussed in this chapter to learn some of the basic features of Java programming language. So we understood that it is fully object-oriented language, very simple, also supports the multi-threaded model, which will be useful and a robust environment. In the next chapter, we will write a small Java program and understand the elements of the Java program. So the intent here in the next chapter is to help you understand the core structure, the core elements that are required for a simple Java program.